Yo, 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 what is up, Tempo Nation? It is your coach Brian here, and welcome to your 20-minute upper body build. We calling this one back, chicky, chicky, check. It's all about growing that back, building up and strengthening our lats, which we will refer to throughout this class as your wings. So I hope y'all ready to spread them things so that we can fly to the next level. All right, but before we get started with all the nitty gritty, you know we got to get our warm up in, team. So meet me in a tabletop position, shoulders stacked over the wrist, hips stacked over the knees, and we're going to float through some cat-cows. So dropping the belly towards the ground as you gaze up, exhaling, reversing that movement as we arch the upper back towards the sky. Hold for 1 to 2 seconds before slowly flowing back up into that cow position. Really focusing on connecting the breath to the movement as we mobilize the spine, loosen up the lower back, and just connect. From here, I want you to take your left hand, place it behind the head. We're going to twist, open up the torso, elbow up towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, we're taking our left hand, reaching across the body, feeling a nice lengthening stretch at the lat as you reach. After you finish your second rep, we'll do the same thing to the other side. So big reach at the elbow towards the sky, exhaling across the body. Once more, big reach, open up, feel chest expands, exhale, feel lat stretch. Slowly, slowly, slowly return back to center, and let us talk about what we got coming up next. Team, we're going to begin with our first activation portion of the class, all right? So we have a few exercises that we're going to perform for 60 seconds. So this means that your reps aren't being counted and we're only focusing on taking our time and really just connecting the muscles to the exercises, okay? So the first one's going to be our prone reach to Sphinx. So meet me on your belly. Arms are going to be extended overhead. Lift up. And then bring your elbows just below the shoulders. As we settle into the Sphinx, we're pushing forearms down, lifting the chest up, stretching out that lower back. Return to center, arms overhead. Inhale, lift. Big contraction of the upper back. Exhale. Sphinx. You should be able to get at least 1 to 2 more reps in. This is requiring a lot from the core as you brace and lift. And a lot from those lats as we bring the arms back up and overhead. Good. Going into our hand release push-ups here now. Hands are going to be off to the side. From here, we're lifting them up and off the ground, pressing them into the mat, reaching into a full push-up. Option to do this from the knees, as this is still just a warm-up. It's okay. Lift up, and as you lift and you pinch those shoulder blades together, feel the lats begin to activate. Push away from the earth. Always connecting breath to movement here, team. Core is braced. Last rep. fall down onto the floor. We got YTWs next. So just like we did in that first exercise, arms are going to be stretched overhead. We're going to activate the core, brace, engage the glutes to lift the hands off the ground. Then bring your hands out to a cross shape. Exhale, elbows to the side before resetting and placing your hands back on the ground with them stretched overhead. Inhale, lift. Core is braced. Making that T. Exhale. See if you can't lift a little higher before resetting. This is all about taking our time, team. Really connecting to the muscles and activating them. Warming up those lats. Where are the lats? You should be feeling them at the bottom of the rep once you get to that W. Good. Arm stretch overhead, relax. Take a couple windshield wipers, heels up towards the sky, and just rotate from left to right. Last but not least, we have our reverse push-ups. Flip it over. We're on our backs. Knees can be bent. It's going to be a very subtle range of motion. So just as if you were in a push-up position, elbows at 45 degrees, we're going to actively push into the ground with the elbows, lifting that upper back off the floor. So connecting, elbow to ground, pushing through the elbows, lifting, feeling those lats activate. Who'd have thunk such a subtle, small range of motion, movement can be so difficult? Good. All right, team, pull the knees to chest as we go into our first weighted movement. This is the way our supersets are going to work. Supersets, pairing the two movements together. Well, let me rewind, all right? First of things first, you need to make sure that the weight you have selected for your bent over wide row is a medium heavy weight, all right? You're gonna perform dumbbell bent over low rows for 45 seconds, and then wide rows for 30 seconds. We'll go into lat pullovers, finishing off with some core work and playing around in plank position. So for the low row, you'll grab your weights, palms face each other, pinch the shoulder blades at the top. Wide row, palms face your body, exhale, shoulder blades still pinch at the top, but palms face, okay? So for those bent over low rows, we're thinking about getting around 6 to 8 reps. So I really want you to focus on taking your time as you go in and out of each rep. Contract, exhale, pause at the top, take your time on the descent. Hold, slow and controlled. Now we're gonna go through all 4 of these movements twice within this circuit. So with that said, there should be no rush. And since this is a superset, that means we're going right into it. So palms face each other, or palms face your body, elbows up in alignment with the shoulders at the top of the rep. Big pinch, still taking our time, slow and controlled reps. Force the lats and the core to work. Good. Excellent work. Set your weights down. Make your way down to the floor. Take your time, okay? You have a little bit of time here. Once you make your way to the ground, let me get your attention. Starting from the sit-up position, We're going to keep a soft bend in the elbows here. Palms face up towards the ceiling. As we slowly drop the weight overhead, exhale, bring it back over your chest. As soon as we get done with 45 seconds of work, we'll go into our rotating forearm side plank. So we're officially on the clock. Core stays braced. And if you would like, team, to up-level this movement, bring the hips off the ground. Holding that hip bridge position as we rep this out. So I want you to think, you're still trying to pinch those shoulder blades together. As far as quality form goes, we want to make sure that we're keeping the shoulders away from the earlobes, all right? Set the weight down. Start with, on your elbows, in low plank. We're going to rotate, reach up towards the sky, come back down to low plank before reaching back up with the other side. Always an option, team, to take one knee down to the floor as you reach and rotate. We're almost there. You got a 30-second rest coming up, so stick with it. Fight for those gains. Slowly drop the hips. Settling back down into Sphinx pose. Pushing those forearms into the ground. Healthy stretch throughout the lower back. Slowly, slowly, slowly rise up. To stand, we're going right into set number 2. Dumbbell bent over low rows, 45 seconds worth of work. Shake out those shoulders, do what you gotta do, and let's get this set done and get back to being great. Take your time. There is simply no rush, team. Time under tension. This is how we grow the muscles. And this is also how we make oftentimes lighter weight feel a lot heavier than it actually is. One more big contraction at the top. Hold, hold, hold. Ooh. All right, bent over wide rows. Let's get it. Exhale. Big pinch, take it down slowly. Exhale. Good. Shoulders starting to get involved, starting to get into the mix a little bit here. As we take our time, making our way back down to the ground for these lat pullovers. So start rolling the shoulders down, hips up, we're on the clock. Breath to movement. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, down with control. Keep the glutes engaged. It's going to help with your core engagement. Also, good. Just about 15 more seconds here. Should be able to squeeze out at least 2 to 3 more reps. Nice. All right, flipping it back over. Last time, we go into these plank reach and rotates. Hips up. Rotate. Take it down. Do not lose integrity of this position by allowing the hips to sink, okay? Stay stable by engaging the glutes and the side abs, keeping the hips up. Nice. All right, squad. We can get the weights out of the way. Let's talk about the last few movements that we have together in today's workout. First one's gonna be your Superman reach. Belly to ground. We're gonna lift legs and arms up and away from the floor, bringing them back down. As soon as we get done with that, we'll go into our beast push-up. For beast, starting in push-up position, we're gonna push the hips back, hold for a second at the bottom, come back up into a push-up. We'll perform hand release push-ups and then finish strong from there. All right? So meet me with these Superman reaches, arms extended overhead, and let's get to work. Lift, lower. As you lift, mindfully try and connect to your lats. So we're actively pulling the hands up, and the more you pull them up, the more you feel those lats stretch and contract. And lower, good. All right, squad, beast push-ups. Woo-wee. For these beast push-ups, most important aspect is holding at the back. Remember, this is all about the lats, and that's where you're gonna feel the most lat activation. All right? Plank position. Hips back, hold. Hey, lats. Back into the push-up, good. Push up. Hips back. Hold, knees hover off the ground. Push up. This one we're gonna hold for, team, together. So come to the back. Don't let those knees touch the ground. 3, 2, 1. Lats felt all of that. Return to center. All right, 20 seconds of hand release push-ups. We'll finish off with plank shoulder taps. Hand release. We've done these. We've seen these already. Lift up, hands away from the ground. Press down into the floor. Perform that push-up. Lift up. And as you lift, where do you feel that? You notice that. That's the lats. Absolutely. Good. One more, team. All right, finish it off with plank shoulder taps. If you need an option, we can always do these from the knees. Keep the core engaged as you bring one hand to the opposite shoulder. Core stays braced. And I want to see y'all moving right now. Tapping, moving, finishing this workout off strong. Good. All right. Do me a huge favor. Bring your knees out wide. Big toes come to touch as we slowly bring the hips towards the feet, settling into child's pose with our forehead on the mat. Take 2 cleansing inhales and exhales. On the next inhale, walk the hands over to the left, stacking the right hand over the left. Exhaling, breathing into that side body stretch, feeling that lat lengthen and elongate. Inhale, walk the hands over to the other side. Deep exhale. Embracing that lat stretch. And now let's start to reintegrate some mobility, some spinal mobility, by returning to tabletop and flowing through some more cat-cow. Still connecting breath to movement. Take right hand, reach up towards the sky. Exhale. Thread the needle. Stay for a pause. Return to center. Last one. Up towards the ceiling. Exhale. Thread the needle. Slowly, slowly, slowly make your way up to stand. And just like that, squad, you did it. Fantastic work. Please make sure that you put your weights away. Thank you for sweating with me. I'm your coach, Brian, and I'll catch you in the next one.